Hey there, my name is Shelby and we're in our Choice Title Prairieville office with Sharon, one of our closing attorneys. Today we're going to talk about the importance of putting spouse on title. So one of the questions that we see is, should I put my spouse on title? And Sharon's going to talk to us a little bit about that today.
Shelby, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to put your spouse on title will often depend on whether or not you have a will, don't have a will, and really what you want to happen to that property when you pass away. If your spouse is on title, the property is considered to be community property. Both you and your spouse each have a half interest. When you die, your spouse has their half interest, and then the other half depends upon certain variables. If your spouse is not on title, it's considered your separate property. For example, if you purchase it with your own funds, it's your separate property, and then you would really want a will to determine what happens to that property, because your spouse does not automatically have an interest upon your death.
Okay, so suppose I don't have a will. In what case, what happens then?
If you don't have a will, a lot of that really depends on whether or not you have children. If you have children, you may need a will to make sure your wife inherits all of it if you want her to inherit all of it. If not, then she inherits her half, presuming it's community property, and the separate property will automatically go to your children. If you don't have any children, then your half that's considered separate goes to your siblings, and in fact, your parents obtain a usufruct, which is really just the right to use the property.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for spending some time clearing this up for us. And if you have any questions pertaining to should you put your spouse on title or not, give us a call. Sharon would be happy to help walk you through that process.